Another Knit Picks haul for you. I love me a good Knit Picks box. Hi, my name is Sig, and this is Essential Crochet, where you of course are always welcome. Today I'm going to be showing you, obviously, my yarn haul from Knit Picks. In addition, I'm going to be showing you a project I'm actually working on that was what was the impetus for this yarn haul from Knit Picks. So if you haven't already done so, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of my other content. In addition, I encourage you to like the video. That helps out this channel tremendously. If you have something to say, a question to ask, or just a story to share, I appreciate it, and I think everyone out there appreciates it too. So without any further ado, let's just go ahead and start exploring my Knit Picks haul. In today's yarn haul, I really didn't save that much money because I really had an eye towards purchasing a yarn that I needed for a project that I was doing, and wouldn't you know it, that yarn was not on sale. I'd come to a point when I needed that yarn and it just wasn't going on sale. Other yarns within its same category were even the same brand, and the yarn that I needed, it was either buy it now or, you know, wait for whenever and hope that they still had it or carried that particular colorway. So I went ahead and purchased it. But because I purchased that, there were a couple other yarns that I wanted to also check out. And one of those yarns would be the Alpaca Cloud yarn. This yarn is so soft and it's so luxurious. It's just beautiful, beautiful yarn. And so I purchased 2 of these donuts. Now, this yarn normally goes for $8.99, and I purchased each one for $7.19. So each ball of this yarn, each donut, is going to be 50 grams, and for your 50 grams, you're going to get 123 yards. This particular colorway is called Evander. It's this beautiful kind of split pea soup. I mean, and usually I'm not a fan of that color, but this is really bright and it just really has these beautiful colors that just shine through. So I thought this would be a nice yarn to try out because I do like working with alpaca, and I don't remember when I last worked with Alpaca Cloud. I think I may have, but I'm not entirely sure. But for this yarn, you're going to want to hand wash, and then you're going to want to dry flat. It is a weight 3, and I would say that was a solid 3 weight, a solid DK for sure. And it is 100% baby alpaca. So thus the reason why it is so soft. Now, not only did I get 2 donuts of this Evander color, I also got 2 donuts of this Elizabeth colorway of the same yarn, and it's beautiful. It's kind of this deep burgundy yarn that has these flecks and highlights of a lighter red. The cost was the same, $7.19 per donut, normally $8.99. Now, because I wasn't looking to purchase any more extra yarn, because really what I'm trying to do is maintain and only purchase yarn to complete a project with, not brand new yarn at this time, because really, quite frankly, I have a wonderful yarn stash, and any more yarn, I'm probably going to be accused of being a yarn hoarder, which I don't know is a bad thing. Not really, but I probably should start working through the yarn that I have because I really like it. Because most times I would not purchase it if I didn't really like it. As a general rule. I mean, there are those exceptions, but as a general rule, if I have it, it's because I really liked it. So I thought these colors would be just beautiful together. And so I don't have a lot of yarn. I mean, really, I only have 200 grams. So this is going to be enough to either make myself a hat with or a nice pair of fingerless gloves, possibly. I haven't quite decided, but I'll think of something. I'm sure of it. Now, the next yarn I purchased was this Upcycle Alpaca Blend. It's a sport weight. They come in these 100-gram donuts. And for my 100 grams, I'm going to get 273 yards. This particular colorway is called Space. And it's this kind of muted sort of plum colors. So you've got some purples and some magentas and pinks and stuff sort of blended in there, but it's very muted. So it has this very nice kind of earth tone feel to it. And I do love a good earth tone. So for this yarn, you're going to want to hand wash and dry flat, of course. Now, this is actually a blend. So it has 33% alpaca and 34% wool, and then 33% acrylic. It is a weight 2, and I would say that it is a solid weight 2. And it's soft, but it's not nearly as soft as the baby alpaca. So this is a lovely yarn. And I purchased 5 of these. Now, the reason why I purchased 5 of these is because it was on a pretty good sale. So they normally go for $9.99 a donut. And they were on sale for $5 a donut. And so that's $5 for 100 grams of a beautiful alpaca and wool blend that has just enough acrylic in it to make it easier to manage in terms of washing and whatnot. They say it's a limited edition. So because of that, I want to make sure that I have enough of this to actually do something with. So basically, I have 400 grams, or rather 500 grams of this yarn. And what I also did was I purchased another of the same yarn, the Upcycle Alpaca. But this is in the olive colorway. I think these two colors go beautiful together. I'm a fan of purples and greens together, always have been. And you don't often get nice earthy tones that work so well with each other, that where the complementary colors are just work on so many different levels, even with the various different colors that are mixed within the yarn itself. So I purchased 10 of these. And my goal is, I'm thinking I'm going to make some kind of a sweater, with the main body of the sweater being this olive color and the trim parts being this space color. That's the goal. We'll see what happens. But again, the pricing on this was pretty good. Get 100 grams of this mixed blend for $5. So I went ahead and did that because I wanted to make my order worthwhile. So did I need this yarn? No, it's so hard for me to turn down beautiful yarn, even if my intention isn't to buy yarn I don't need. But I did purchase enough of it to complete a project. And so I shouldn't need to go back and try to hunt any more of it down because, well, I believe I have plenty to do that with. So next is the last yarn that I purchased from Knit Picks. And this is the yarn that I initially wanted. This was what I really went to Knit Picks to purchase. And I purchased 15 of these hanks. Now, this is Hawthorne fingering weight yarn. It's wisp kettle dye. It's 100 grams. So for my 100 grams, I'm going to get 357 yards. Now, this is a weight 1, and this is a solid weight 1, in my opinion. And you can see, and I love these kettle dyed yarns because they have this beautiful gradation that just kind of subtly works its way through the yarn itself. Now, this yarn is going to be an 80% superwash fine Highland wool and 20% polyamide. It'd actually make a great sock yarn, of course, but I digress. I'm going to go back to the instructions. So you can machine wash this cold and you can tumble dry it on low. So yes, that makes this very appropriate if we're talking in terms of a sock yarn. However, I am not using this for socks. I am using it for something else. So now what I've done is I've taken sock yarn, extra sock yarn that I have, and then I took a pattern for a water lily design, and I modified the design a little bit to accommodate what I wanted to use it for. And I have these water lily components from my scrap sock yarn. And from these, I plan on making an afghan. This afghan is going to be more a summer weight afghan, or even just a slight decorative afghan. It's pretty fiddly. It's time intensive, as you can imagine, because I am using a weight 1. I have some weight 2 yarns in the mix, but there's not too much of that. And that yarn is mostly used in aspects of the water lily itself. And as a complement, or rather, the water of the pond will be made using this kettle dyed yarn. So this tile is a tile that I've designed. I need so many of these tiles. I had to really splurge and purchase enough of this yarn that I think I will need. Now, my concern isn't going over in all actuality. I'm still a little nervous about falling short of the amount of yarn that I need, but we'll see. We'll see how that works out. And if you're at all interested, I'm hoping to have the afghan itself finished and a tutorial up for this sometime this summer. Let's talk pricing. This yarn, while it isn't the most expensive sock yarn out there, it's still pretty pricey. So for my 100 grams, I spent retail $14.99. On the face of it, by itself, not a bad price. For 100 grams, you could get a pair of socks, a full set, and like I said, it's beautiful yarn. However, because I'm making an afghan, and I've got 15 hanks of this, you can only imagine the price of that. The total is something a little more than $14.99. So all in all, my haul was small. As you can see, I really only purchased 5 different types of yarn. However, I did get 34 skeins total. And if I had purchased it at retail, I would have paid a total of $422.23. That would have been my total, and that's not including what shipping would have cost me. For the box size that it came in, I'm guessing shipping would have been like maybe another $30 or something had they charged me for that. However, I saved with the discounts they gave me, and we didn't count shipping, so I'm just counting the discounts I was able to find in terms of coupons, and then also the additional 20% they gave me. I saved $157.19. So I basically paid a total of $265.04 for my 34 skeins of yarn. And that was a respectable savings of approximately 37%. Usually when I do shopping like this, I try to at least get 50% off. But in this case, because the yarn I needed just was not going on sale, and it was a moderately high priced yarn at $14.99, I wasn't going to get out of this unscathed. Well, I hope you enjoyed this yarn haul today, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. So until then, keep crocheting, keep buying beautiful yarn, stay safe, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye now.